From Fort Worth, Cowtown, USA, it's The Dean Show. I'm Dr. John Fallon, along with The Dean Show Totally Canned Orchestra, inviting you to join Dino and his guest, Edgar Arreola. And now, straight from the chicken coop, here's Dino.
Hey, how about that, huh? All right, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Welcome to The Dean Show. I'm your host, Dean Gosden. We're considered sort of the Kia of talk shows. Think anybody's watching this?
Oh, it's got to be at least one person,
Yeah.
sure.
So we'll probably be watching it in post, and that'll be about all. Anyway, well, welcome to Fort Worth. We're coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas, which perhaps is known mostly for cowboys and longhorns and barbecue. And while we may not be as chic as New York or Los Angeles, we're growing. We're growing. I saw just the other day in downtown Fort Worth there was a new restaurant going in called Billy Ray's All You Can Eat Catfish and Sushi Bar. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You know all those. Speaking of Fort Worth, all those pictures that you see on the internet, all those pictures of the pickups with the air conditioner stuck in the passenger window, or the old grandma with all her groceries in a basket that's been attached to her riding lawnmower, with her kids in tow, and the other lawnmower that has no engine. And they're going down the street. This is where they come from. And we're also, sort of the, I guess the, what would you call it? The co-home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the co-home of the Dallas Cowboys. And it's too bad that they used to be called the America's team. The American, what was it called?
America's Team.
America's Team. Yeah, America's team.
Sure.
You see it, I've already forgotten. It used to be called America's Team, and now it's more like it's. I'm sorry. Who again? What can I tell you? Dallas Cowboys. And they've got this. But even though they're still the Dallas Cowboys, they've got this great stadium. It's a great stadium. You've seen the stadium? I mean, you can't miss it. It looks like a giant armadillo on the face of Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah. You
can see it from anywhere. I mean, you can see it from 25, 30 miles.
Right.
I was in Fort Worth or in Dallas one time, coming across, and I could see it from downtown Dallas because I got up on a bridge.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And they say that is the most safest place to be when a tornado's coming.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, they say that. They say it's the safest place, and I almost hate to do this. They say it's the safest place to be because there's never been a touchdown there before. And I imagine that after that, we'll never have a Dallas Cowboys butt touchdown here in the studio either. So.
No.
And speaking of football, what about the Redskins? Huh? They're trying to get rid of their name. There's groups out there that say that the Redskins is an offensive name because of where it comes from, and so they're trying to come up with a new name. I think because they're Washington, I think maybe they should, to keep the Indian feel of the team, they should use Indian terms and rename the team the Pale Faces Who Speak with Forked Tongues. Anyway, a couple more things. I saw in the news that Facebook, Facebook has decided to okay breastfeeding.
Huh.
I mean, what gives them the authority? There's no joke here. I just saw that. I thought that was just really weird. So just make up your own joke. And then lastly, but not leastly, I saw another article that said that the moon, the dark side of the moon, has no face. Well, I hope it wasn't NASA. I didn't read the article. I hope it wasn't NASA who was telling us this, because in case anybody wants to know, I mean, the lit up side of the moon has no face in it. And It's not made of green cheese. So anyway.
Science.
Yeah, science. Yeah, so anyway, there's our first monologue. So thanks for coming. We got a great show for you tonight. We got Edgar Arreola.
Yeah.
If I said that right, we've been going back and forth in the green room over that deal for the last hour. Anyway, he'll join us in a little bit. We'll be right back. Thanks for coming. Thank you for coming back. After that monologue, I was figuring nobody would. No, we're just kidding. So about us. Okay, so you probably want to know what we do, I guess, to a certain degree. I mean, Dr. John Phelan, as you said, you really are a doctor.
Well, I'm not. I don't think I'm really a doctor. I have a PhD in cell biology.
Right.
So that's if you have a PhD, they can call you a doctor.
Right.
But I'm not a medical doctor. I don't see patients.
Right, but it's legitimate. The doctor in front of your name is legitimate. It's not just something that you just made up.
Well, okay, right. I didn't make it up, and I don't use it either.
Right,
Most people tell me to. So I just, we're just trying to get your attention with that.
Right.
So,
sure. Yeah. So that's what you do. You teach.
Yes, I teach human anatomy to prospective doctors.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this in the way?
No. It probably looks fine on camera. That's all that matters, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, good, sure. I'm pretending it's not there.
Right.
So, yeah.
But you're also an actor.
Yes, we're both actors, kind of.
Yeah,
we're both wannabe actors.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm not sure about the wannabe much
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, okay. Well, you've had your face up in Times Square in a billboard.
Well,
right?
yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
So that went pretty good. That was a pretty good deal. I had my silhouette up on a billboard.
Right, but it was recognizable.
Yeah, it was.
All right, there you go.
But you have done some stuff. I mean, you've got.
Well, you can see me on the internet.
Yeah, well, you did City Justice, and then also you've done which is like what's the latest thing you're doing?
Well, the latest thing I've been cast in is Party Girl, which is a web series. Yeah.
Okay. And is that shooting now? Or
that's currently shooting. I haven't shot anything yet for that, but right, that's on its second season.
Who's doing that?
His name is B.J. Lewis, and hopefully we'll have him on at some point.
Yeah, good.
As a guest.
Good.
Fascinating individual.
Right, and so that's what you do. But you also, I guess from some of our conversations, you're doing some. Or not, I don't want to say. I guess you used to be a bodybuilder, but you stay in shape. I mean, you lift weights,
right?
And you do, and that's anatomy and muscle physiology is kind of like part of your thing,
right?
You're doing videos right now that you're putting up on YouTube.
Well, I've got another YouTube channel that I'm trying to put together.
And what's that called?
Old Natural Bodybuilder. Yeah.
OLD?
Old, yes, Old Natural Bodybuilder. That's right. Yeah. Okay, good.
Believe me, I understand old big time. Let me tell you, I understand old. All I got to do is open a jar of pickles, and I'm down for a day and a half. My gosh. It's something. But it pretty much it does.
Well, right now I'm chronicling my trying to get in shape for Party Girl. Actually, yeah.
Okay, but it's weightlifting, or is it cardio too, or just weightlifting? Or?
It's mostly weightlifting.
Mostly weightlifting.
Right.
So you're getting ready for Party Girl. What are you going to do in Party Girl?
I'm playing a superhero.
Oh, great!
So I'm trying to look like one.
Yeah. What kind of superhero? Do you wear tights and all that kind of stuff? Or?
I'll be wearing a vest.
A vest.
Yeah, without any shirt underneath. So
cool. Are you going to fly? Are they going to have you strapped?
I'm hoping I'll be able to kind of jump really far. Yeah, that's just
right.
Won't be hovering.
Right.
But I think I can propel myself forward.
Well, it's I think in some ways, I mean, we as a film community have jumped so far into the pool of CGI and so deep into the deep end of special effects that we have lost our roots to some degree that we can't. I know that in the old days, Superman, the one with George Reeve, the old black and white. I know that all they did was he just was on like a gurney, and they had
leg on his chest.
They just
and they had a fan blowing on him to make his cape do that.
Yeah,
and they somehow they married it into the skyline or something like that.
Yeah.
And it looked great. I mean, it was fine. I mean, even today, I mean, it's not. I don't know. Maybe there's just something about I don't know. But I see that kind of stuff, and I go, whatever happened to that? I mean, it was so. I don't know, kind of hokey but good in the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they even green screen that? Was that before the days of green screen?
That was in black and white, and I don't exactly understand how green screen works. I know in color the green seems to be the one color of the red, green, and blue or something, or maybe blue too that will. I don't know. I don't understand it exactly.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't know if they could green screen back in those days, or if they had black and white, or if they just or else they just double exposed the film.
Maybe I don't know what they did. Yeah.
But anyway, so we digressed. We digress. So anyway, so hopefully if they don't have you on a cable. But anyway, so your videos are coming along. You got them pretty well.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of post production that I'm doing. I'm overthinking the project like I do with everything else. But yeah, right. So
I understand that completely too.
Okay, good.
But you've got some up that are ready to.
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't. I'm just shooting footage right now.
I see.
Yeah.
And are you going to put them up like one at a time or all at once? Or?
I haven't decided.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And if people want to find those, how do they find them?
Well, I'll probably tell you in a later show once I've got them up.
Okay.
It'll be a separate YouTube channel. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, now we know everything about you.
Yeah.
Everything you ever wanted to know about John Phelan, you didn't want to ask. So about me, I live in the country and actor. Yeah. Had been an actor, and I joked a minute ago about wanting to be an actor. I wouldn't, I don't mind acting. I tell you what, I'm tired of learning lines.
Oh, all right. So you're into improvisation.
Yeah, well, not very good at that.
You could do the Marlon Brando thing where he wouldn't learn his lines either. He would have people either wore an earpiece and had his lines fed to him, or he would actually have the lines written on a card, and he would make the person he was doing the scene with wear it on their forehead or their chest, and he would just read the lines off of it. It's kind of humiliating for the person he was working with.
Oh,
but
boy.
that maybe you want to try that maybe sometime.
No,
all right. Okay.
I can just see James Caan with a sticky note stuck in his forehead. Ah, boy, okay, so...
it's legendary.
Now every time I watch The Godfather, I'm like,
that's right.
So, I hear cars coming in and out of the compound. Is there something you want to tell your Godfather? Tom.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, can I get a sticky note in your head, please? Anyway.
Well, you started as a stand-up comedian.
I did.
That was before acting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I did stand up out in Los Angeles and a little bit here, but mostly in California. And I did okay. Yeah. I worked a pretty good set. And and comedy, as you just witnessed, is either I mean the same routine will either hit or miss. I mean, and there's variations of that, but I mean, I would do a routine at one club, and I mean, it'd take me 15 minutes to do a 5 or 7 minute segment because people wouldn't stop laughing.
Oh, really? Wow.
And then I'd do the same thing at another bar, another club, somewhere else. Back in those days, this was back in the 80s, there was open mics everywhere because it was really a hotbed for comedians. And there was, McDonald's had open mic night, and there's open mics everywhere. And they were getting filled, too. There was a lot of people trying to be comedians. But I could do that act at one place and just bring the house down, do the same act in another bar, and, people would just stare at me like I had 3 arms or something.
Interesting. Yeah.
So you never know about that. But, yeah, I did comedy, and then I started doing theater, and I would say out of everything, I think theater is probably my favorite medium. Yeah, I think so. And it's not because people say, well, I like theater because it's live and you got the audience and you build an arc from, and your character grows and blah, blah, blah from the beginning to the end. And that's what, and there's some truth to that, I guess. But I guess what I like about theater is the fact that there's such a great rehearsal process before that. It's a lot of times you don't get in film that you can really let go of who you are, and you can become that character rather quickly. I don't want to say quickly. That's not a good word. I guess rather easily because because of the rehearsal process, you get to a point where it's like music. You're like humming a song you hear on the radio. You just know it. I mean, you don't, and all the cues are there, and some people will say something, and you just know what to say. And so that way you become the character, and you escape the lines and having to know the lines. And I think that's what about film that you learn lines, but then sometimes they have a way. And I think probably that's another thing that separates the internet crowd from the Hollywood crowd. Is the Hollywood crowd, they have the luxury of having rehearsal opportunities for big scenes. Now I know that they don't always. I read an article that Dennis Franz said that the guy from
David
NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
Well, no, the writer.
Oh, the writer.
The writer would or the director would change the script.
Oh, yeah.
Between the time they left their apartment till the time they got to set.
Yeah, wow.
There would be a whole new script when they got there, and they still had to shoot it that day. And he said that was very trying as an actor to pull that off.
Right.
And I don't think I'd like to. I don't think I'd like to work under those conditions. But I think and maybe television is a little different than film.
Yeah.
But I think film. Some of the stuff I've seen in film, they had to have time to rehearse the blocking, and it had to be. Well, I mean, there's just all these movies where these long, lengthy shots where they're talking that they can't just have gotten the script an hour ago and said, here, learn all this, and then they shoot a long take.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I like about theaters is being able to get away from the lines and actually getting into the character. And you can and once you know your lines, and I think that's what makes acting so incredible, is once you know your lines, once you are with them and they just won't leave you, and you don't have to suffer with which line comes first. Oh, it's a Dr. Pepper line before the peanut line, or whatever. That you just know the whole flow of the thing is, and you're comfortable moving and walking, and you can say your lines and everything even with distractions going on around you. Then you can begin to take risks, which create the character, which makes things, your lines and your whole presence take on a life of its own.
Yeah.
Where you're no longer just spitting out the lines, but you're actually saying the lines with a purpose, and you have a reason for saying them, and you have thoughts going on in your head that are other things besides the lines, which will make that much more believable. And I think that's why I like theater more than anything else. And I know that everybody's sitting at home right now going, "Come on, get on with it, blah blah blah." You like theater, we understand. Okay. So anyway, all right. So now you know a little bit about us and about the show. We're trying to promote North Texas. Well, North Texas, but we've got a link to, or a tie, or the possibility of being national. I mean, you got friends.
Why not?
You got friends elsewhere. I got friends elsewhere that might watch this show.
Entirely possible.
At least the first 10 or 12 seconds of it. So we're not saying that we won't have somebody on here that's not from North Texas necessarily. But that's the whole idea behind the show, is to promote our talent here and to get people to see people and events that maybe they wouldn't see ordinarily, and just have a little fun along the way. And that's the main thing. We're just, like our thing said, two old guys with no hope left.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway. That's the whole deal, and we're going to stop for a little break here. We'll be back with Edgar in just a few minutes.
All right.
Thanks. right, my first guest, you've probably seen around town. Guy's been doing this for about 11 years. He's been with Denzel Washington, Edward James Olmos. Please welcome Edgar Arreola. So, you've been doing this for about 11 years. Before that, you had a limo company. Now, I didn't know you had a limo company. I thought you just drove a limousine.
Well, that's usually the
Right.
intention, just for people to believe that you just drive.
Oh, okay. And I guess in what I've gleaned off some of the information I've got from you, you had originally had a desire to work on cars and be on cars and
Right.
mechanic and stuff
I
like
love
that.
cars.
Really?
I love.
Do you still work on them?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, look
As
at my
long as I can. Well, I wear gloves now.
Oh, do you? Yeah. I believe it or not. I mean, it's hard to believe that someone with a successful talk show like this one.
It is funny that.
I changed my spark plugs last night and my spark plug cable, so I still have to work on my stuff too. And so, but you've discovered acting now. Before we get into the acting thing, there's one thing. Formula One racing. I mean, did you ever have a desire to race?
Well, if I was 20 years younger, yeah, probably, or 30 maybe.
So which one's Formula One?
Formula One is the one that is all over the world. The first race of the year every year is in Australia, Melbourne, Australia.
Really?
And that's where many, well, I'm jealous because 19, 20-year-old kids are already driving 200 plus miles per hour in $1 million car.
Right. That's crazy. See,
Yes.
I've never had the need for speed, but I
Nice.
guess. Do you go out to the Texas Motor Speedway?
Yes, yes, once in a while. When time allows it, yes. Exactly.
We all have to deal with that kind of, don't we? That place, in my opinion, marvels or rivals. I mean, just going past it, it looks like something out of like the Roman gladiator days. It's so huge.
Yes.
Have you ever
It's
seen it?
intimidating.
Yeah.
It is
It's kind of out in the
intimidating.
middle of nowhere. Too.
Yeah.
It just
Exactly,
rises
exactly.
up as you're driving.
Yes.
And it's just
Yes.
incredible. I mean, I'm not a race fan. I'll be
Mhm.
right up front with you. I know people who are, and I did one time go to the Long Beach Grand Prix,
Mhm.
and
Oh, that's a beautiful Grand Prix then.
I guess. I mean, we had 50 yards of track, and every 20
Mhm.
minutes the cars went by. So
Yeah.
I didn't. By the time the cars came by a second time, I didn't know who had been in the first.
Right.
In the
Right.
first. But I've always wanted to go to a race out at the Texas Motor Speedway,
Mhm.
just because of the enormity of that structure. It holds like what 200,000 people or
200
something,
plus thousand people.
and it's
yeah.
all on one side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's amazing because you see helicopters in and out, hauling people into the track. You know?
Really?
Race car drivers, they don't drive. They have to go
Right.
through the helicopter.
I guess you can. Oh, you mean the drivers?
Yeah.
The people who drive, they have to be helicopter. Oh, so they just don't like go through the front gate and check in.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, I'm Jimmy Johnson or whatever. Yeah.
Here to drive today.
Exactly.
So where do they land? I mean, they have I guess
Yeah.
they have a helipad up there. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's huge.
I mean,
I
it's
think it holds
they got a hole in the top of the Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah.
They fly in all the players.
Actually, it's bigger than the Cowboy Stadium. Though.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Way bigger.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And
It is-
they can park, I guess, about 20 helicopters around there.
Is that right?
in the
Wow,
city.
that's just incredible.
Without touching each other, trust me. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've
It is
never
amazing.
been out there, just been by it.
Mhm.
And I guess don't they? I think don't they offer? I think my brother did this. Kids gave him the deal.
Oh,
Well, you
yes.
go out there, you drive one of those cars. You ever done that?
Yeah, it's no, I haven't done it.
Do you want to?
It's in my, of course I do. Honey. Yeah, it's. I think it's called the Richard Petty experience.
Oh,
You pay like $200-300.
maybe we should do that.
$400.
You see a couple of guys like us. I'd like to drive that one right over there. Yeah. But you actually get to drive the car. It's not just to ride along.
I think you have like 4 hours of classroom, which they tell you what to expect, but nothing is going to be the same as driving. They can give you as much theory as you want to, but once you are behind the wheel.
Well, I mean, is there like a? I don't know. I mean, I just envision people going out there. It's just not like pedal to the metal.
Pretty much.
Really, you can just drive that thing as fast as you want.
Up to 150 miles per hour.
Ah, there we go. Oh, well, still 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Yeah, but you actually need to. The funny thing is when you do those things, the car becomes you, or you become the car. However you want to do it or take it, because every bump, every single pull or move of the car, you feel it in your body. That's when you know perfectly that you are in tune to the car, or the car is in tune with you.
Sort of existential. See, I know some big words.
Well, you almost pronounced
Exactly.
I almost pronounced it right.
Exactly. That's it.
Well, I think I understand. I mean, that's like being in the zone. I mean, comedians talk about being in the zone, and that's when you can't say anything that's not funny. That's when you're right on the mark at every joke. All the timing is perfect. So I get that.
Yes. That's pretty much that.
But since you've become an actor, I guess that whole idea of racing. Well, and you said younger, I guess. I mean, what's wrong with? How old was Mario Andretti? I mean, gee.
Well, yeah, but he started very young. I mean, the competition of these kids. I mean, when they started the Formula 3, I believe is called, or GP3, they're like 17 years old. They don't even have a driver's license, and they're already driving fast.
Wow.
You know,
Volkswagen.
Yeah, really. I had a Rabbit.
Yeah, exactly.
And no, I mean, these guys are driving very fast. By the age of 19 is the average where they go to actual professional Formula 1 driving. You know, but of course, it's like anything else. You need practice, and you need to go to school for that, because there are high performance schools.
So they do Formula 1s out here. Is that? I don't know what they do.
This is going to be the third year in Austin. It's
they're doing Formula 1s down in Austin.
Yeah, it's brand new track. It's the track of the Americas now.
Right.
I think Formula 1 was gone for about 10 years from the U.S. and.
Oh, really? So okay. I guess because of the Dukes of Hazzard or something, I just thought that racing started in America.
No. Okay. This started somewhere in Italy.
Really?
Yeah, Monza, and they now U.S. is included, but it used to be, as I said, Australia, Abu Dhabi, Malaysia, Japan, China, Spain, Monaco, Italy.
Yeah.
Spa-Francorchamps, which is in Belgium.
So I guess Formula 1 is sort of like the soccer of race car driving.
No, better.
Well, yeah. That didn't land right.
Let's say it's.
Well, I mean, since
there is something to compare to.
Right. I guess what I was making the connection to was that soccer is more of a European sport. So this race, the Formula 1, would be, its roots are in Europe and.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. And I think in America, the continent, there are now 3 races, which is Canada, U.S., and Brazil. Brazil is always the last one, and apparently I think for 2015 or 2016 there is going to be one in Mexico now. So they're going to be 4 in America, and the rest of them are Asia and Europe. So,
okay, so here's another question after looking over your bio. Shift gears here a little bit. Like that transition? Shift gears.
I like it.
So you said Mexico. Now, are you from Mexico, or are you you were born in Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
You're from Mexico?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about your family. I was interested in the well-known aspect of that. What?
Well, My family was a very traditional family, in the sense of dad worked, mom stayed at home. My dad, every 2 weeks we would see him because he had always to work out the area where we live. So
right.
I think my brothers and I gave my mom a lot of grace.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you meant by that like you were like the nephew of Vicente Fox or something.
No.
I had no idea.
No.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. All right.
But no, very traditional family, you know. I mean, my dad was we were a working class family.
I see.
And
when did you come to the States?
Over 26, 27 years ago.
Oh, so there's nothing new around here for you then?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Great. And so acting. Okay. So acting just kind of fell in your lap, from what I think I read.
In a sense, yeah, it was something that I never knew how to get into it.
Right.
You know, but I always had the itch for it.
Right. Even way back when, you knew that you had some sort of idea you wanted to do that.
Exactly. I didn't know how.
Right.
And when you say it
None
fell
of
on
us
my
know
lap,
that.
yeah, really. And when you say it fell on my lap, it's almost literally, you know, because I got the opportunity. I was actually doing paperwork for my company, for the limousine company that I had.
Right.
And I was listening to the news on TV, and there was a director, which, by the way, don't ask me his name because I can't remember. But you may.
Okay.
He was shooting A Killer Within back in 2001, 2002, I believe it was, something like that. And they were interviewing for extras. They needed Hispanic extras for a rough bar scene.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? Maybe.
Right. And so the rest is history. And from there you carried that into where you are now, working with Denzel Washington and James. Edward James
almost.
And
I have had the opportunity with many people. I mean, Denzel, Edward James Olmos, Robert De Niro.
Really, Robert De Niro.
Steven Seagal, Don Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Danny Trejo.
Right.
To name a few.
Right, to name a few. Well, you brought us a couple of clips. We're going to look at the. We're going to look at the first one, I think, which is the from. What's the one with Denzel Washington?
Two Guns.
Two Guns. I almost said True Guns.
Yes.
That's True Lies. Two Guns.
Yes, exactly.
These movies and their names. Anyway, let's look at that trailer, and or actually, that's a clip from the movie, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody sitting here?
Little Toro.
Oh, you move your feet, you lose your seat, right?
Lose your head too.
That's correct. So, where's Little Toro?
Ahí, where you put him.
Aquí?
Ahí.
Let's play some dominoes.
Puppy's ready.
Yeah.
Hola, Javier.
Morning, Poppy. Don't move.
Go inside. Quick.
Mommy!
Whose money did we steal?
You really want to know?
I really want to know.
Easy, old man. Get in there. Get in there.
Payback's a bitch! Payback's a bitch!
Whoa,
Drop the gun.
Bobby.
Give me the keys. Give me the keys. Nice and easy.
Can't do that.
Why not?
Well, I got him first. I got dibs.
I got a 44. I'm taking
All right.
Poppy. Give me the keys.
I'll get him, all right?
Get
Put
him.
that musket away, man.
Get him.
Nice, man. Congratulations on it. Now, I think I mentioned to you in an email. I have to ask. I'm dying to know. I mean, that was. I mean, I bought it hook, line, and sinker. How in the world did they whack you with that Bronco like that?
You know, Mark Wahlberg is pretty good driver.
I can see he took you out. That's for sure.
Yeah, just right on the mark.
Was he driving?
If I tell you, I have to kill you.
Oh,
Or maybe he will kill me for real. You know?
I don't want to know then. But
Yeah, he was driving.
really,
Mm-hmm.
wow, that was great. And so from
Yes.
I mean, I guess you can talk about movie secrets, but
Right.
I mean from there, did you just like jump down a little springboard trampoline things?
No,
and flap on the
actually,
windshield,
I
or-
had some people helping me to do all
Really?
that, and which, by the way, those people are amazing.
Yeah.
It was so precise the work they were doing that.
Well, I mean, let's face it, they have to
You know.
be. I mean,
Yeah, here I am, right?
I was just a quarter of an inch off. Where's Edgar? He's up in a tree over there, I think. Gee.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty
It was
amazing.
very interesting, very intense, very hard work and tedious. Tedious because we had to be exact on the marks to do it.
Right.
You know, but it
I've
was
always
great.
heard about hitting your mark, but I didn't realize what could happen if you didn't do it just exactly right.
Yeah, really.
Okay, well, we're going to stop for a minute, take a little break, and we'll be back with more Edgar Arreola. Did I get it right? Arreola.
Close enough.
All right, we'll be right back in a second. Okay. All right, we're back. We're gonna watch now. We're gonna do Edgar's demo reel, which is just a demo reel. If people don't know, it's just a series of shots of you in different movies you've done
Correct.
with different people. So let's watch that real quick.
Somebody sitting here?
Little Toro.
Oh, you move your feet, you lose your seat, right?
Lose your head too.
That's correct. So, where's Little Toro?
Ahí, where you put him.
Yeah.
This mission with Boss has nothing to do with us. We are the network. Our mission is Mexico.
Our mission has changed.
He's right.
¿Qué hablas, güey? ¿Eh? Todo fue idea de Butner.
Butner.
Luego me dice que yo era su protección. No tuve más remedio que escapar.
No, no hay ningún señor Stammel en nuestro sistema. Debería checar los autobuses o las arrendadoras de carros.
Nobody else could even move a muscle
Señores.
in their arm before this. And now this guy's on the pill. What?
Papeles, por favor. ID.
Thank you, officer.
Deténme esto.
6, relax.
Deténme esto.
Yes, sir.
You want some memories, right? Senoritas.
You order some breakfast?
How about some patience?
How about some breakfast?
Relax. Just some naked puta. Not that you care since you like.
All right, nice. So okay, so I got to out of all that. I mean, we've already seen the Denzel stuff from the first clip. So what was the deal where you were the Mexican cop? I thought that was great. That looked really cool.
That was for Friday Night Lights.
Ah, really?
And
Friday
that
Night
is when I don't remember the guy who was in the wheelchair,
right?
And the other the other guy, what's his name?
I don't know the cast members of that show.
Yeah. Right.
Young guys,
He has been working a lot in
Yeah.
a lot of different films also.
Really?
He was supposed to go to Mexico to get alternative medicine that is not allowed in the U.S. and maybe
I think
he
they
was
just
gonna
made a
be
movie
able-
about that.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, and hopefully he was going to get, I think, surgery or something like that.
I see.
To be able to walk again.
Right.
So that is why.
Well, I
they
thought
were
that
in
was-
Mexico,
that was-
but
that-
they were drinking on the street.
I see.
That is why I stopped them.
Well, the last time I was in Mexico, I mean, that was 35 years ago. We were drinking on the street.
But you were 10?
Thank you. You've just become one of our permanent guests.
Oh, okay, good.
You can be on every show.
Right.
I wish it were that. You know, right now, I mean, probably as we're speaking, my high school is having our 40th high school reunion.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Here's the deal. People are posting on Facebook their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to get a lot of trouble for this, but I don't care. They're posting their pictures. I mean, Facebook has offered an opportunity for us to reconnect with people we haven't seen in a long time.
Correct.
And they've changed. I mean, you know, some of these people I've not seen since high school. And so now in the course of the last couple of years, since we've all been reconnecting and all this kind of stuff, I see what their picture is today. And in this last week, a lot of people have been posting their high school graduation pictures. And I'm like, oh, that's who that is!
Actually, you know what? I had the same problem myself with my teammates.
Right.
They had their, we had the 30th anniversary of the football team. And I looked at I wasn't able to go to it, but I look at all my friends and I'm like, who are they? Well, I mean, most of them lost their hair. They have a bigger belly, you know? Whereas that sportsman, you know?
I know.
Fit and thin bodies filled with hair.
I look at some of these people and I know that I knew them, and I know the name looks familiar, but I'm like, I can't, it's been so long, and I mean, there's been so many miles, and so many things I've done, and so many things they've done, we've all done, that I'm sure they look at my picture and go, I kind of remember something about that guy.
Right.
So I hope nobody takes offense to that, because it's not meant that way. But but I understand. So you played football, like football or football? Kick football.
I mean American football. What it's called.
And so what position you play?
I played corner and I played safety.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I never pegged you for a backfield guy.
Yeah, it was fast.
Yeah.
For 40 yards. After that, I was.
That's why I was a pole vaulter.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't pass me the first 40 yards, you were mine.
You were dead.
After that, I was yours.
If you got past you, you were in the
exactly.
Yeah, I was not a runner either. I played cornerback. But I didn't grow enough to, in high school I didn't play football, but I was a pole vaulter. And I liked that just fine. I excelled at it, and all I had to do was run 30 yards and I was done. I could go stand under the stand, smoke a cigarette, talk to cheerleaders, and come back in an hour. It was my turn again.
Right.
It was
Exactly.
So that's what I did.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I have to say I played with Potros. De Arquitectura. Yes, Colts. From in the university.
Oh, okay.
It's a architecture school.
Oh.
So.
Well, good for
but
you.
then it changed names to what was it? Habitat
Habitat for Humanity?
No.
Yeah,
exactly.
A political thing. I was like, what?
No.
Did Carter steal that too?
Yeah, the name changed, but I mean, we were still the same name for the team, but the school that it was sponsoring us, it was a different school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you didn't play college ball? You just
no, I didn't make it. I was too light for college.
Yeah, I didn't play after. I played 1 year in high school, and we had a coach that was notorious for saying, "Oh, come on, you stick it out one more year, stick it out." I went, if you tried to quit, I went in there and said, "I think I'm going to quit and concentrate on track." And he goes, "Well, I think that's a good idea."
Actually, I never tried to quit. I actually wanted more.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. And up until today, I say if I could play one more game, I would do it.
Well, see,
but believe me, the body doesn't give.
I started saying,
I
think in 2014, there's a lot of us that are saying if I could just play one game,
yeah, exactly.
Probably all it would be too is just one game.
I mean, when you quit playing, it's like, okay, the season is over. I'm not coming back next season, and that's it.
Yeah.
You feel empty somehow, somewhat, and you know that next year you're not going to do it. When the time comes to start practicing, it's like, what do I do now?
Right.
So there is always that empty spot.
Yeah.
Where you would like to do it one more time, once again.
Well, I think that you followed the appropriate course of action, which is what most of us do. I mean, I guess you went from throwing the football and tackling the split end to golf.
Exactly.
Yeah, you play golf now, yeah.
Yes, I do play golf. When I break 100, I'm happy. So that tells you how bad of a golfer I am.
Yeah, I know that scored very well myself.
But you know what? Let's face it, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Because you have no opponents. It's yourself.
Right.
Yourself and the course.
Well, some people find that you have an opponent, yourself in the club.
Well, yeah.
I know. I've gone like this a few times. Whoa, hey.
Well, believe it or not, when I started golfing, nobody believes me. I got a geese, squirrel, dog, and a roofer.
All unintentional.
Of course. Yeah. No. I can guarantee if I tried, I would have never done it.
Hopefully on separate days.
But the funny thing is that the roofer started cursing at me in Spanish without knowing that I knew Spanish. And so I got close to him and said, "Man, I'm sorry," blah blah blah, cursing in Spanish. And I'm like, I turned around and I said, "Look, you so and so, I told you in Spanish that I was sorry. What else you want?" The guy was like this. Oh gosh.
Well, that's one thing I've never understood about. Was this like a housing area around a golf course? Yeah, yes. I've never understood why people don't understand that if you're going to build a house. I mean, not everybody that goes out to a golf course is going to be Arnold Palmer.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to expect to have, a golf ball in your pool, or, your little poodle's going to get, scared one day by a ball zinging past his head, or even your roofer might get hit. Exactly. I don't know how you can't. They build those things without even taking that into consideration, and so every time I've ever played one, I've hit some dingers, and I mean I've heard some. You're going, I wonder if that's going to hit anything.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I have a horrible slice, man.
Yeah.
I have a horrible slice. So I know my slice, and instead of going straight, I point to the left. And then
exactly. So you're the commentator.
Exactly.
I had a friend of mine one time. I used to do the same thing. I played a terrible slice, and he said, well, when you're holding your club, he said, roll your thumb over instead of holding it down like this. Roll it over. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and it cured my slice and turned it into a hook.
You're overcompensating.
So I've never hit the ball very straight, but I'm like you. I enjoy golf.
Yeah, it is fun, I mean,
get out there with your pals.
I love the game.
Right.
I love it.
I do too.
It is a lot of fun.
We kind of got off track there. We're back to your acting. I was going to ask you. I saw you won an award for
Best Actor.
Best Actor.
E-Dog 2006.
Yeah. The Worth the Fall.
Worth the Fall.
And you listed as an EDOL. What is an EDOL? That's what it came out in my email.
I think you meant E-Dog.
E-Dog,
right?
yeah.
Tell us what that stands for.
Yeah, what is it?
It's 8 days of creation.
Oh.
I mean, they give you more or less
it's kind of a film race, but it's a week.
Exactly.
Yeah, so instead of the 24-hour film race,
I see.
But I never saw it again after 2006.
So. Oh, really? You never got
it? But it made it to Cannes Film Festival, so that's...
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it did.
And that was shot in this area.
Yeah, in the area. It was a very tough shoot, but wonderful.
Right.
I don't know if you were able to see it, but
well, I didn't know how to look for it.
Yeah, it is.
Surprised, that probably is online somewhere. If we look that up, you can find it.
Yeah. Even on Amazon, you can find it.
Okay.
They have it there for
sure. We'll look for
it. But it's in my Facebook, by the way.
Okay.
But it was difficult because I was attending my business. Well, I was working for someone actually, and at that time, because my business sold it in 2002, I think.
Yeah.
2001, so after the towers problem.
Right.
That's when everything went down. And by the way, that's my birthday.
Yeah, I was going to say that's there's two things about that. I mean, that's you're always going to remind on your birthday of what happened in 9/11.
Yeah.
But then the other side of that coin is no one will ever forget your birthday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let me see.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is now, since that happened, when people ask me when is your birthday, and I say September 11th, they go, "Oh my gosh!" I say, "What? I was first." So I mean, people who was born now after Kennedy was assassinated. I mean, I understand that they say, "Oh my gosh," but I was first.
Right. My uncle's birthday was November 22nd.
Yeah.
He's the only person in the family that I never forget his birthday.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like you, he was there first. He was born in 1920.
So hey, I was first.
Yeah. Well, that's funny.
Yeah, but it was a very nice shoot. That worth.
Well, we'll look for that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. And so I saw that you were off in North Carolina doing something.
Yes.
I don't know what you can tell us about that, if you can.
Yeah, I was, of course, the drug cartel leader of this movie. This movie is very interesting. It's going to be a PG-13 movie. I think it's going to get to everybody's heart because it's about a dog and a teenager.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the dog used to be a Marine dog.
Oh boy, okay.
Search dog.
That's
So
nice.
cannot tell you much about it. You know, we are still shooting that.
Right.
But it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful movie.
And then also, I guess, coming down the pipe, you just are in the running for something that's going to be shooting over in New Mexico, I guess?
That's right. I can't tell you much, but I'll tell you in the next week or so, I should know something. And I have another 2 projects here in town also that I am already cast for those. And I'm still working, you know.
Yeah. Well,
still
good for
working
you.
on that, yeah.
Well, Edgar, I really appreciate you taking the
has been
time
my
to
pleasure,
come by and
man.
visit, man.
Thank
It's,
you very much for
You have a
having me.
website, Edgar?
Yes, I'm working on it. I mean, you can look for me, EdgarArreola.com.
Okay.
It is under construction still, but you can see some things in there.
Yeah.
We're going to be uploading videos, and of course, they're going to be more
more
of one piece,
Right.
you know, and instead of being 3
Yeah.
seconds each
Right.
one.
Yeah.
It's going to be more in there, but
that's cool.
I hope you guys like it and
yeah.
and
Well, all
your
right.
audience, you know.
Well, great, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you guys for
All right.
having me.
Oh, wait. We got to finish up first.
Okay.
All right. That was Edgar. Thanks for coming tonight, Edgar. And
My pleasure.
thanks for coming. Hope you liked our show. Be sure and tune in next week when we have, I think, Dennis O'Neill, Tom Young, and Lance Eckrite. That should be a party. Anyway, thanks for coming. Good night.